there was a person I work with, like they always throw out questions of the day, and one of them, like, if you could have one question of all time answered, what would it be? But I was like, let me put a wrestling spin on this one. So if there's one secret in the professional wrestling industry, or one mystery in the professional wrestling industry that you would want revealed, that you want the answer to, you've always wondered about it, what would that question be? Does anybody want to lead us off? Ryan, you prepared
I
phone
did, Jim. As soon as you put this up, one question and one question only came in my mind. How do wrestlers rake the back of another wrestler?
He raked my back. Yeah, no, he didn't literally rake it.
And if you think I'm joking, that's actually what I wrote down on
That's
my
actually
notes.
there you go.
And then I wrote joke next to it, so I knew, because I'm so well prepared. I'd like to know what the actual end game of Raw Underground was going to be, because it definitely wasn't just stopping it 1 week and never talking about it again. So, was there a championship ever? Who was it supposed to make? Babatunde? What was going to happen? Raw Underground.
That
We already said Shane McMahon, so I don't have to bring him up again.
Right, that's correct. We
Right.
already covered that.
Shane McMahon. Is Hillbilly over?
I would love to know if the WWE had ever even thought about the end game of Raw Underground. like now that you bring that question up, there's more questions that split off of that one. Did they even know where they were going with it? Did they know that? I also want to know where the go-go dancers from week 1 of Raw Underground went, because they magically disappeared as well. But that's a good one, right? That's a good one. Anybody else? Anybody want to give their one question or secret that you've always wondered about the wrestling business? I guess nobody has any lingering questions.
They put that poll out,
Jim,
I'm telling you. That
I didn't know we had
greatest wrestling secrets revealed, and
that's
all knew
true.
It. We learned it all back in the 90s.
I didn't know there was 2 questions of the week. I'm trying to think of something.
Well, I mean, it's not a question of the week. It's just a question mark.
Oh, it's a question mark.
Who were the wrestlers on that?
Who were the wrestlers in that? That's a good question.
I'm gonna look
Vince
that up.
McMahon
That's another question I'd like to know about.
Vince McMahon probably had him shot Old Yeller style for revealing all the secrets of the business.
I'd like to know who the third man was in the NWO if it wasn't Hogan. Now, Bischoff came out and said it was going to be Sting, but I don't know if that's really true. I'd like to know for sure who was going to be if Hogan decided not to join the New World Order.
I mean, Sting would have made the most sense, right?
I've got the names.
Well, on one hand, he would make sense, but he had no ties to the WWF.
It was directed by Don Wiener.
That was
I've got the list
guy
right here
of the wrestlers in that thing.
Yeah,
go ahead.
So Gary Wolf, aka the Pitbull, was Brute Force.
Okay.
Mikey Henderson was the All-American Boy. Let me see who Mikey Henderson is. Mikey Henderson was himself, Suicide Kid. Looks like a jobber to the stars. Max Justice was Colossus. Mike Modest, member of the Spirit Squad.
And also, was he in Beyond the
He was not the Spirit Squad, sorry. He was in Beyond the Mat. He was Private Pain. Anthony Durant. Who is he?
Smokey,
That's the other
you had
so both Pitbulls.
Both Pitbulls.
Anthony Durant is Pitbull number 2. And Christopher Daniels was Slither.
No shit.
And Harley Race was the Booker.
No kidding.
Yeah, crazy.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Wow.
It is serious, Mark. Pay attention. Smokey, remember when you had Private Pain? you don't want
me.
to talk about it yet. You just had to get on your hands and knees and take it when you had private things.
Wow.
Or you could, like you could act like you were eating an olive and just suck the little thing out.
I'm just gonna hit the great assist tonight, aren't you? Thing out.
Anybody else? I mean, to me, it's one of wrestling's greatest mystery. Was Montreal a work or a shoot for real?
Oh, that's big time. Yes, for real.
Because everybody has their theories. There's been I think the one, it's, and people I feel like are very adamant in their belief on it. So I would really love to know.
Why don't you just tweet Bret Hart and see if he remembers?
Come on, that's just rude. He doesn't remember. Matt or Tim?
Trying to think. Mysteries or secrets?
What about when the Warrior held up Vince for that money at SummerSlam?
Yeah, but that's I don't know if that's. I would probably say that I would want to know more in detail of what exactly happened to Dino Bravo. Like the Secrets of the Ring, even the Secrets of the Ring or Dark Side of the Ring episode, still kind of spoke in unsureties.
Right. It was like, well, they found him dead
with bullet wounds.
Like he had a lot of bullet wounds.
But like, was it actually the mob or the mafia coming after him for
the Montreal cigarette mafia?
The cigarette mafia, like.
Yeah, that's a great question. That's a great question. Matt, do you have any? Are there any lingering wrestling questions out there that you've never had answered?
I guess the only one I can really think of is the pipe bomb question, because Punk's mic got cut at the very end then, so we never really knew what he was going to say about the whole anti-bullying thing, if anything.
Yeah, I think too. I mean, was the pipe bomb worker shoot? I think there's people who believe both ways on that one. Like, do you really think that Vince McMahon's going to give a guy a fully live mic on his show and let him go out there and do and say whatever he wants? There's always those questions there. Mark, did you give one?
Well, I was talking about the third man. I heard it was going to be Mabel.
Oh, that's right.
Mabel was the third man. I understood.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Well,
Maple
wasn't Maple.
Maple.
Devin says he wonders if Kennedy didn't get injured and lose Money in the Bank, would he have been a world champion?
Well, that's possible.
Possible. I feel like that would have gone the route of just a real quick burnout title win. And he also says it's a fucked up one, but he wants to know if Kevin Sullivan was involved in the Chris Benoit. That's always been one of those kind of conspiracy theories that that Kevin Sullivan was involved in that. So, that's a question.
So that's a theory. I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say that ran through my mind. Like, did he have something to do with it? I think there's enough kind of questions surrounding the Benoit murder suicides that just to know for sure, be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Lou this is one that I had kind of considered is who was behind GTV. What was GTV really supposed to be? Was there ever really, kind of similar to Ryan's Raw Underground one? Was there ever any actual end game to it? One kind of branching off of that for me is the Raw anonymous Raw general manager. Did they ever actually like intend for there to be like a reveal?
Well,
on
there
who
was a
did-
reveal.
Was there?
Hornswoggle, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
Yeah, it was
Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggle.
Okay. Was
And
that
then they brought it back for like one episode too.
No, it was like a whole big deal about it.
really?
It was
I don't
Hornswoggle.
Yeah.
at
that
all.
was,
was terrible.
that was all around like the Hornswoggle was Vince's son. gimmick,
Yeah.
right?
That was awful,
shit.
It
too.
was all around that.
They did, but then there was that one episode of Raw, like during the Authority angle, where they brought back the anonymous GM, and then the next week they just like pretended it didn't happen.
That might have been like an anniversary show.
Maybe.
Could you imagine if AEW did that and the shit Jim would fucking
Ah.
talk about?
Oh my gosh, it would be never ending.
I mean, we would
Dumbest
talk about
thing I've
AEW
ever
the most
seen.
if that happened.
Oh my god, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Who booked this shit?
That sounded like a cat making a noise. The cat's hungry, Smokey. Go feed it. It's dying.
I heard
Shabby tabby cat.
still the best thing that Happy Corbin ever said.
I'd be curious to know if like the Daniel Bryan run from SummerSlam to WrestleMania 30, if that was actually the plan, or if it was a full on, we had to listen to the fans on this one to, or WrestleMania. And 'cause, I mean, the Rumble wasn't great. The reaction to the Rumble wasn't great. Would WrestleMania 30 have gone the same route as the Royal Rumble? If could you imagine Triple H would have won like the opener?
Oh,
Like Daniel Bryan has to win his way into the main event, and just right off the bat, Triple H just wins. Like that whole night is very different if that happens, and obviously if Bryan doesn't win. But is there any others before we close out here?
Let's move along.